Hey everybody, welcome to eTrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Rhino-Rack Vortex Aero Crossbars here today on our 2021 Volkswagen Atlas. Now guys, this can be a pretty awesome way of giving yourself a very nice little roof rack system to get all of your accessories to and fro your destination. So what's awesome about these guys, they're gonna have 165 pounds of weight capacity, which means they're gonna have no trouble getting most of everything you guys are gonna need to your destination. We're talking cargo baskets, we're talking roof boxes, we're talking bike racks, anything that you can think of thrown up on here is going to have a decent enough time because we have T-slot attachments and our aero bars are kind of the go-to for a lot of people designing their roof mounted accessories. So if you have older accessories, you might start running a little bit of issues. These guys are pretty thick. So if you're kind of used to smaller, thinner crossbars, that might be a slight issue. But any of your new age stuff that's going to be coming out, it's going to have that T-slot attachment, which it seems a lot of people are moving towards. Just a little bit of a better mounting system, easier and nicer to use rather than having to use a clamp system. And again, like I said, that aero design is really what people are keeping in mind going forward when designing things for your roof rack system. It is going to be aluminum and lightweight, which is great for itself. Gonna make it really easy to go ahead and hold up on here, which is awesome. And I really do like this vortex stripping at the top. Helps with a little bit of like kind of wind fariness. Can allow it to kind of go through. You can see through those curves. Also becomes a great little spot to kind of keep a little bit of friction there. If you do have those clamp on accessories, they have an easy time of actually utilizing that. And then on the inside here too, guys, sorry, I've actually locked that. Let me see if I have my key right here. Let me go ahead and pop this guy open and you guys can kind of see on the inside of how this is working. So we do have our inside here. You guys can see that H kind of style gives that nice support throughout the entirety of our bar. And then right here is going to be our T-slot attachment point. So you guys can see that rubber stripping just pops right out. You guys can actually go ahead and get this cut to size too when you put your accessories in here, and they just slot right in and just go right down on there, which is great. So very, very easy system to use. And I do like this locking core too. You have to have this nice little key here to go ahead and start maneuvering those guys, and therefore nobody's gonna be able to get to your carrier and take it off without having that key, which is great for ourselves. So do like that. Just gives that little bit of peace of mind, knowing your carrier is gonna be right where you leave it when you are in the gas station, wherever you might be. You can go ahead and leave it in the parking lot at work too. Not gonna be too worried about it not being there for the weekend, which is great. So one thing I really do like too, very, very easy to install these guys. The foot pack system works really well. Now that's kind of true for a lot of raised rail systems, but nice that Rhino Rack is working and playing nice with ourselves today. Didn't take me too long to throw that guy up on here, which is awesome for me. But yeah, let's go ahead and see how we actually get that installed up on here. Doesn't take too much time, so let's hop to it. All right guys, to start our installation, we're going to start with one of our crossbars here today. Now probably the first thing at home is to actually add your vortex stripping at the top here. So you guys can see we've already gone ahead, added these guys in. They don't take too much time, just starting with one end and working your way around it, of course, or through it I should say. Once you get all those guys set in place, that's going to be great. These are going to also be awesome, of course. That's filling up that T-slot attachment. What that's doing for ourselves, making sure we're not going to be hearing any whistling. That's going to be filling in those gaps as we start reaching those higher miles per hour kind of marks. That way we're not having an annoying sound above us the whole time. Now one thing that will be different at home, on the underside here, you're going to see this little guy right here. Now this system can go ahead, you guys can plug this in and you can start utilizing this to actually get your measurements and getting it in place. What I've always found with roof rack systems, those guys, if you're not having it on a fixed mount system, and like today we're on a raised rail, so we don't actually have it fixed where we're putting it on our vehicle, it's gonna be way easier just to go ahead and kind of eyeball it, get it to where you want it to be, then take your crossbars off and re-add these guys into these slots. So you can see here, I'm gonna have these open positions here where my tower is not gonna actually be taking up the space in there. Once we actually have this set on our vehicle, we're gonna take it back off, re-add these strips and cut them to size so we can fill in these gaps. Filling in those gaps is really gonna help, again, cut down all that whistle, all that noise you're gonna be hearing, and really make it for a nice, sleek, no sound kind of ride for ourselves. But then to get our towers installed, it's really simple. We just simply take them here, guys. We're gonna start by going this way in. I'm gonna take my crossbar here, and I'm just gonna align it right there onto that T-track system by simply pressing down on there. You can kind of get it to fit, and then we just have it slotted in right there. Let's go ahead and keep that guy open, as it's going to help us actually get this in place, and then we can simply grab our roof rack here for ourselves, guys. Make sure we have our our label's in the right position. We want it looking good, of course, and then we can gently set it onto our roof rack here for ourselves, guys. And just moving our pads around till we get it even. So big thing we're gonna look for here is gonna be our positioning where we have it. So we've already gotten our back one set here. I went about 14 inches, I believe, from this back corner to here. It's gonna be kind of arbitrary, up to you guys of where you want this crossbar spread to be. Now the big thing to look for, of course, is where we have it in our vehicle. If you have anything that's hanging over a little bit and you're worried about that hatch, set it a little bit more forward. Or of course, if we're worried about impacting our windshield here, you can set it a little bit more back. So I went about 14 inches just from that back point, if you guys are looking for a way of what we did. And now from the front of our crossbar here to the back of our crossbar, that's going to be putting us right at 26.5 inches. I'm definitely a-okay with that measurement. And then the next thing we want to do is kind of move our way either to the front or the back of our vehicle. And here's a really good way to go ahead and see what we're working with for our overhang on either side of our crossbar. So I can see it's hanging a little bit more towards my driver's side. So I want to go ahead and actually get that set better. I'm just simply going to walk this guy a little bit this way, and I think that's going to get me pretty even. And now that I have it somewhat close, I'm going to take my ruler here, just put it to the top. Looks like I'm about 2.5 inches to the very end of my bar. Walk on back over, measure it one more time, and see what we're working with. And that's putting us right around 3 inches or so, actually, in a quarter. So we can go ahead and go just a tad bit inside. That's putting me right around 3. We're about 2 3/4 over there, so that should be pretty even. I'm just gonna give it one more eyeball here. Now you can keep going back and forth across and across and getting it dead right how you want it. That's looking good enough for me today. Of course, maybe if I was leaving this on for a long time, I might really kind of start paying attention to it. But yeah, there we are, pretty much nice and installed. I got a good spread on my bars, and then I'm gonna take my included tool here from Rhino Rack. You guys can see you're only gonna have so much force that this can actually apply, and then it's gonna go straight with our thumb here. So that can definitely be something to watch if you're looking to get these properly installed. And then all we have to do, guys, is tighten this. This is tightening the backside here of our tower clamp, pulling us in line, making it nice and tight, but it's also bringing us in line here at the top too, so that our crossbar doesn't shift and spread between our two towers. So that way our overhang is staying exactly where we want it. Now that we're properly tightened down, we can go ahead, repeat that process on the other side till we're nice and secure. And then we can add our end caps here. All we have to do is simply place them on there, walk them right in, and of course you can take your included key, go ahead and lock them. That way nobody can access the inside of that. So nice little way of going ahead and securing ourselves on there for ourselves. Now the one thing I will say too, at this point could be a great time, or probably right before you tighten down that all the way, go ahead and get your towers set exactly where you want them. Try to take them off and then re-add in those rubber strippings. That way you're not having this gap here that can really cause an annoying whistle. Well guys, now that we have that installed, we can hop up on here and actually take a look at how it's interacting with our roof. So the big things we're looking for, of course, is gonna be the height we're adding to here. So why we're looking for that, of course, probably wanna pull this in the garage or at least get through those pesky drive-throughs wherever we might be. So this is gonna go ahead and allow you guys to add on your accessory height as well. So that way you can go ahead and know how much height you're adding to your car. So from the top of our corrugated roof here, as you guys can see, to the very top of here is going to be putting us right about 3 inches there. Let me go ahead and check the center of our roof. From the center of our roof, that puts you at about 2.5 inches. So that gives you guys a good idea. That's gonna be your kind of max. Now keep in mind though, your roof is a little bit higher in here, just due to the curvature of your roof. So this is kind of what you're working with on the edge and in the middle right there. And then kind of giving ourselves our lowest amount of our clearance here. That's gonna be hitting you at 1.5 inches for ourselves. So that's gonna be the big thing to look out for. So keeping those measurements in mind, things we are looking for there. What's nice, we're only adding about 3 inches in totality for our height with our crossbar system here. So yes, we're in a somewhat taller vehicle, the Atlas. However, I don't think it's gonna be adding too much height there. Probably gonna be a-okay to pull in the garage and definitely through those pesky drive-throughs on those long road trips. Of course, the only thing to watch, adding your own accessory height to here can be an important factor to understand if you have the necessary height requirements to pull it into your garage. Well guys, like you saw that installation and that being on top of our roof, definitely not giving us too many headaches, which is great. I like how it's pretty low profile, and I really like how easy that is to set up. The RSX 100 series makes it really easy to do that. I like that it's on a raised rail system, makes it a little easier, of course. They just seem to be a little bit more forgiving, and you kind of have a little bit more fun setting them up because it's to your own specifications. And to that end, like I said, you can shift these guys. You can see how much room we actually have to maneuver these guys around, which is great for ourselves. That's going to be great if you have longer accessory requirements. You can shorten those bars in, bring them in close if you need it. And yeah, a ton of space up on here, guys. I think you can really start taking advantage of the Atlas and how big it is, right? We can start getting baskets up on here, cargo boxes. Again, bike racks could be awesome. I really do like how much space we have, and it's awesome that the Rhino Racks can allow us to actually get full use of the entirety of our roof of our vehicle. Again, can be a great little solution just to give yourself a nice little roof rack. One last little thing too, these locking cores can go ahead and be changed out to a metal locking core. They are a little bit more beefier, a little bit stronger, right? Definitely gonna be holding up better than the plastic and can give you a little bit more peace of mind. Now, I think these are gonna be great just to go ahead, keep honest people honest, right? And that's really all you can ask. Somebody really wants your stuff, they'll take it, but this can be a nice first step of just going, hey, leave it alone. It'll be a-okay just to leave it where it is. Well, guys, I think that about does it for our look at the Rhino-Rack Vortex Crossbar system here today on our 2021 Volkswagen Atlas. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.